Well, Holy Toledo, I think it's actually working. So, after many, many failed attempts, we're going to see if we can get this right this time. I had to restart the phone because somehow the auto rotate was not working and it was not letting me or pick this up in landscape. So anyway, we're going to try it, and hopefully people will finally come in. If they don't, they can catch it later. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Hopefully they don't think it's crying wolf again. Anyway, it's the Tigers and the Twins, and it will be from Metropolitan Stadium in Minnesota. It'll be the Mark Fydrich start number 13, and we'll get everything lined up here where it can fit on camera, hopefully. That's another thing I got to adjust, is make sure I get everything the way I would like it. I like to get as close as I can to the cards, but still show everything. That's the key. That's the difficult part when you're working with what I would consider inferior equipment. Of course, I'm cheap, so I don't make any money at this, so it's at least not yet. Maybe one of these days, but not now. So anything I put in the hobby, it's my money, so I try to go as cheap as I can and still get things to work as best I can. I'm not really big on streaming, but just felt like doing it today, and for whatever reason, it wasn't working. So, people were getting like 4 or 5 notifications of a potential video that's not there. But this one is, so hopefully this will work out okay. Metropolitan Stadium is where we are. Metropolitan Stadium. We'll put the stadium card up here, and I hope I'm right here by the Xfinity box. I'm hoping that doesn't screw up on me. I accidentally unplugged or cut the surge suppressor off by accident, which reset my Xfinity box, so maybe that's what caused all the problems, that and the phone being messed up. Who knows? When you try to do stuff live, I'm telling you, that's where you run into problems. All right, so it's Mark Fydrich against Bill Singer. Those are the two combatants, if you want to call it that, or two starting pitchers in today's game. I hate using the word combatants because it's not a or anything. It's just guys that are going to be opposing each other. All right. I think I have this set to live. I don't really know, to be honest with you. I may not have after all. I may have screwed it all up and not done it live. Who knows? With my lack of computer knowledge, anything is liable to be the case. But we're going to sally forth and see if we can't get this game done and get it start 13 in the books. All right, so we've got starting lineup right here. Hopefully it shows up okay on camera. We shall see. Ron LaFleur in center, Tom Verizor at short, Rusty Staubs in right, Willie Horton's the DH, Jason Thompson is at first, Ben Ogilvy is in left, Aurelio Rodriguez is at third, Pedro Garcia is at second, and Bruce Kim is catching. For the Twins, Steve Braun is in left, Roy Smalley is at short, Rod Carew at first, Butch Weiniger behind the plate, Ostock in center, Mike Cubbage at third, Larry Heisel in right, Tony Oliva is the DH, and Bob Randall is at second base. And if you like the Twins, you'll really like this, because the next White Sox telecast, or video, not telecast, but video, in their replay as the season winds down, will be in the same ballpark in Metropolitan Stadium, where the 77 White Sox will take on the 77 Twins and try to hang on to third place in the West. All right, I think this is as good as I'm going to be able to get it, as the Jack Nicholson movie is titled. It's as good as it gets. So it's good enough. I got a feeling, I'm hoping this works okay. Hopefully the bandwidth is okay now. We shall see. Of course, if you're watching this later, you're probably wondering why I'm rambling for 4 or 5 minutes. And you had to be here. It's one of the things you had to be here. All right. So Fydrich is 8-3 on the replay. We'll move Bill Singer out, Fydrich out of the way, and get the Tigers lineup out here to face Bill Singer. So it's going to be Ron LaFleur to start things off against Mr. Bill Singer. Now I think I've got it lined up. I think I can sit down now okay. And I believe the dice tray shows up on the computer okay as well. Fits in the camera at least anyway. Nobody's on chat, but that's probably because they figure I'm not putting up another non-entity that doesn't work. So That's okay. People can watch it on the replay. It's no big deal. All right, Bill Singer on the mound. He was 13-10, 3.69 ERA in real life. He'll be facing Ron LaFleur. And let me do this. I think I'm going to, just in case, probably shouldn't even worry about it or concern myself with it, but in the event someone does actually show up, I would like to know about it. So get my laptop out. That's one thing I forgot to do. When you try to do these right after work, sometimes you can get a little discombobulated and not get everything the way you want it to happen. Right, I think I've got it all down now, so when the computer boots up, I'll be able to see what anybody else is, or seeing what I'm putting out there. All right, so let's, in the meantime, rather than hold everything up, let's get the game rolling. 6 minutes in, let's get it going. Bill Singer to Ron LaFleur. 6-1 on Singer is a range play at Metropolitan Stadium. We'll bring Metropolitan Stadium into the fray. Range play at the Met. Blue die didn't go in there. How about that? Let's try it again. 3-6. 3-6 is a star line 1, which is a ground ball to short. So LaFleur is retired. 1 away, and that'll bring up shortstop Tom Verizer. Somebody made it, so I must be doing it live now. I don't know. We'll find out. This is live, not Memorex. So hopefully somebody's still there. All right, you only missed one batter if you got here late. So LaFleur grounded to short. Singer, the pitch, 3-6. That's an S1, but he's not tired, so it's not a single. We move on to Tom Verizer. 4-3, and that's a fly to center. So 2 up, 2 down, recorded by Bill Singer. And of course, Bill Singer will have the distinction in the following season of pitching opening day in the very first Toronto Blue Jay game. So that will be something he will probably remember for a while. All right, so 2 down and the bases are clear. And that's going to bring up the number 3 hitter, Rusty Staub, the right fielder. 6-2, and that is a potential walk. His walk is a 14. That's only a 5, so definitely a walk to Rusty Staub. 2-out walk, and Staub has an H for his attempt, so we're not even going to worry about a chance to steal, but we will roll the D20 to see if we get a 20, because if we get the 20, then we're checking these 3 things. So we roll to see if we get a 20. If it's not a 20, it's irrelevant. And it's irrelevant. So here comes the DH, Willie Horton. Singer 1-1 is blank, so we go to Willie Horton. 2-6, and that's a pop to short, and that's going to end the inning. So the Tigers pretty meekly here in the first. They get a 2-out walk, but nothing becomes of it. And we go to the bottom of the first. Tigers nothing, and the Twins coming to bat. And Mark Fydrich, 8-3 on the replay. We'll be starting things off here against Steve Braun, the left fielder, for the Twins. And let's see what I've got here. Let's get to this so I can see what's going on. Okay, there we go. Hopefully it's up there now. All right, here we go. Fydrich. I gotta turn the volume on the computer down. That's gonna get echoes. It's gonna get Echo City. Okay, Fydrich. Start number 13 is now underway officially. Here in the bottom of the first, 5-3, and that's a split chance. Braun's a lefty, so that will be a blank, which means it goes straight to Braun's card. Will not be a strikeout chance. 1-3 is a single to right field, so Steve Braun, leadoff single against Fydrich. And Braun has an attempt of 2, so we'll see if anything's going on in the strategy rolls. 14, nothing's going on. Infield is at double play depth, so that means Smalley's double play chance boots up to a 3. But the range of the infielders drops 1, so if there's a range check, that'll cost them there. Fydrich to Smalley, 5-4, and 5-4 happens to be a range play. So if it's to the infielders, you're going to drop 1 on the range by playing at double play depth. So let's see what Smalley has. 2-3 is a ground ball to first. It is a range play on the first baseman. Thompson would normally be a 3, but he drops to a 2 because of the double play depth. So this has to be a 2 or less for him to get to this. To 3, so by playing the infield double play depth, it cost him. Otherwise, 3 he would have normally gotten that, but in this case he does not. It's a single. or it could be a double because it's down the first base line. If it's a 5 or 6, it's a double. And it's a 5, so it's a double down the first base line. And now we have to see if Braun can score. Braun's BR rating is a 3. And don't tell me I started this thing without bringing down my chart. Oh my goodness. If things just couldn't go from bad to worse, I don't know what else will. Pardon me, folks. I'm going to have to go upstairs and get the chart, because I don't think I brought it down here with me like I was supposed to. I thought I had it in hand, but I need that chart to do the runner advance. That's what I get from that the other day recording upstairs, and now I'm back downstairs, so my supplies aren't in the same spot. It is one of those days, RJL. It definitely is. Tried about 3 or 4 times to start this thing on the stream, and my rotation on my camera was not working. Everything was coming out sideways. So yeah, it's been one of those days for sure. All right, so now let's get back to business. A double to right field. Let's see, the BR rating we said was 3 on Steve Braun. Double to right field, you lose 1, so his BR turns to a 2. The right fielder's arm stop is a +1, so you get that back, it becomes a 3. So a 3 is his BR rating. So we'll roll the red, we'll put it on the red dice. If it's a 1, 2, or 3, he scores. 4 or 5, he is going to have to hold at third. 6, he's probably out. It's a 5, so he's got to hold. So he cannot score. He will stop at third base, but now second and third, no one out. And the bird is in trouble. It's probably one of these days for the bird, too. It's probably one of the ones he should have stayed in the nest. And now he's got to deal with none other than Rod Carew. Tempted, if it was anybody, if it was like at least 1 out, I'd be tempted to walk him intentionally, but we're not going to do anything. We're rolling the D20, make sure there's no pickoff. And there's not. All right, so Carew, the infield is back. They're going to give up the run to get the out. They really want the out. They need an out in the worst way. Fydrich, unfortunately, not a strikeout pitcher. 5-6 is an error on a ground ball, so possibly could be an error. Could be another one of these days with an error. 6-5 is the star line 5, which is a ground ball to third. Third baseman Rodriguez is a 5. Fortunately, that's a 10, so no error is going to be involved. But with the infield back, let's see. Let's take a look here. Infield is back. You add +2 to the BR rating of a runner on third when the infield is back. So the BR rating of Braun is a 3, but that becomes a 5. So now, if it's a 5, anything other than a 6, Braun will score. And he does. So Braun scores. With the ball hit to third, Smalley will have to hold at second base. So Carew with an RBI ground out, and it's 1-0 Twins. Smalley holding at second base, and Fydrich trying to get out with minimal damage if possible. Weiniger, the batter, will again roll to make sure there's no 20. There's not. All right, here's Weiniger. 2-5 on Fydrich is a potential walk, and what do you know, you get a 1. So that means it's a guaranteed walk. It does set up a double play situation, though. So I guess that's one positive, if you want to look at it that way. Nothing on the 20, on the D20 there. So now Bostock infield again. We'll take the chance, play halfway at double play depth, which means the range goes down 1. It cost them a double last time, but they want that double play. That will boost Bostock to a 4 if there's a ground ball. Fydrich 6-3. It's a strikeout chance, but 11's too much, so we go to Bostock. 5-1, ground ball to first. There's no range play, so don't talk about range. It's just a straight double play chance. His double play rating was a 3, but it becomes a 4 because they're in at double play depth. The pivot at shortstop for risers is 0, so it's going to be a 1-4 is a double play, 5 is a fielder's choice, and 6 the runner's advance on the red die. And it's a 2, it's a double play. How about that? 3-6-3 double play ends the inning, and somehow miraculously the bird gets out of this allowing just 1 run, and it could have been a lot worse. I mean, a lot worse. But after one complete, it is 1-0 Twins, and hopefully I'm getting a little stability here in the game, and I'll calm myself down. And that's what I get for trying to play right after work. I should have some downtime and then go to play. I shouldn't play right directly after work. Probably one of my mistakes. Lesson learned. At least not try to do a live one. I can do a recorded one, but to do a live one after work, probably not a good idea. All right, so here is Jason Thompson, who just helped turn that double play. He will lead off the top of the second. Gets Bill Singer, 2-2. Wild pitch, which means a foul ball, so we go right back to Singer's card. Reboot. 4-4, it's a strikeout chance, and that's only a 4. His strikeout's a 12, so it's definitely a strikeout. Jason Thompson out of there on strikes, 1 away. That will bring up Ben Ogilvy. 2-2 is another foul ball, so they're fouling some tough pitches off. Singer, 6-4 is a blank, so now we're going to Ogilvy to finish the at-bat. 6-3, he's going to ground it to first. Carew will take it to the bag himself. 2 up, 2 down, and that brings up Aurelio Rodriguez, third baseman. 2-3 is a strikeout chance. That's a 3, so he's going to definitely strike out. So Singer on his game early. He's not befuddled by all this madness that's going on like everybody else is, or me and Fydrich are. But Singer is having no issues of it whatsoever. All right, so here is Mike Cubbage to lead things off. 1-5, that's a home run question mark, and of course that passes it because that's a 1-19, that's a 6, so that passes. We're going to re-roll the D20. Cubbage's home run is a 4. If we get a 1 through 4 on the D20, it's gone. If it's a 5 or greater, we skip it and finish the at-bat on Cubbage's card. And it's not going to be a home run, so now we go to Cubbage's card to finish the at-bat. 4-5, that's a pop-up to second. So Cubbage got up under it, pops it to Garcia at second, 1 away, and that brings up Larry Heisel. 1-3 is an automatic star line, so Fydrich will get the automatic out. And that's going to be a 2, which is a ground ball to short. So Verizor makes the play. 2 up, 2 down, so maybe we can get a flow going here now after that discombobulation early on. Tony Oliva, his last season, he's even batting 8th, which is really tells you something about Oliva. 2-1 is a possible error. It's a possible error. Oliva, 1-4 is a fly to center, but the error rating of the center fielder LaFleur is a 6, but that's a 10, so since 10 is greater than 6, there's no error, and LaFleur will make the tough play. And the Twins are gone 1-2-3, so a little stability is back on board for Fydrich. We go to the third, and it's still 1-0. Hopefully, Mr. Al, Red Sox fan, will come back. I know he came on originally, as did, I believe, Brandon. But they may have, after multiple reboots, they may figure that it's I'm crying wolf here and not getting the game on. But we'll see. Maybe they'll come back and watch the replay. All right, so here's Pedro Garcia to lead things off against Singer to start the third. 3-6, and it's a S1, but he's not tired, so it won't be a single. Let's go to Garcia to finish the at-bat. 5-4. He's going to double to left field. How about that? Pedro Garcia, a leadoff double to left field. And he's going to attempt to, I'm not going to try to steal third base. I'm not going to do that. That'd just be ridiculous. I will roll the 20 to see if there's a D20. Nope, no 20 on the D20. So Bruce Kim is the batter. 2-5, and that's a strikeout chance. But 13 is too much. That's only a 9, so no strikeout. Go to Kim's card. 4-4 for Kim, and he's going to fly to left. And there's no provision to go from second to third on a fly to left, so there's 1 away. Back to the top of the order for Ron LaFleur. And let's see if I can get the score sheet in there a little bit better. Ron LaFleur, the batter. 2-1. 2-1 is blank on Singer. 6-4. 6-4 is a ground ball to first, and that's 2 up, 2 down. I'm sorry, not 2 up, 2 down. The runner will go to third. I forgot the runner was on second base. Runner, he will go to third on that ground ball. So 2 outs, runner at third now. And that sends us to Tom Verizor. With the runner on third, there's not going to be any pickoff chance. Although a real roll, just in case there's not a balk. We'll just make sure there's no balk involved. There's not. All right, so here's Verizor. 5-1, strikeout chance. Verizor's a 9. That's a 9. He's gone. Ends the inning. So Singer gets out of it. No damage done. We go to the bottom of the third. Score still 1-0. And that'll bring up Bob Randall, number 9 hitter. Against Fydrich, 4-6. It's a hit by pitch. He's an 11. Fydrich takes away 4, which drops into a 7. But that's a 5, so Fydrich does plunk him. He doesn't hit many batters, obviously, by that -4. But he did hit Randall. So Randall is aboard on the hit by pitch. His attempt is a 1. And there's nothing going on with that, so he stays put. Infield at double play depth. Makes Braun a 2, but reduces the range of the infielders. 4-4 is blank on Fydrich. We go to Braun. 2-4. 2-4 is a question mark 7, and against a right-hander, well, that's all he's rated for. He didn't have enough bats against, even though he had 4. This is one of the downsides of inside pitch that I wish they would fix, but it's not my game, so you know, I'll give my testimony, and that's about it. But to me, anybody that has 417 at-bats in the season should be rated versus lefties and righties. This is where payoff pitch has an advantage right here, because since he had 39 at-bats or less against lefties, he's not rated against lefties. So he's just as effective against righties as he is against lefties, even though in real life, I'm sure he's much better against righties, given the fact that Gene Mauch didn't bat him against lefties. Should be an automatic, clue right there. But anyway, question mark 7. He's facing a righty. Question mark 7, and that's a 9. So 9 falls into the 7 through 12 category. So it is a double for Steve Braun to left field. With that 7 there, means it's to left field. And with the double to left, we're checking to see if the runner on first, Bob Randall, will score. Hello, Alan. How are you doing? Double to left, you lose 1 on the BR rating. Randall's BR rating is a 2, drops him to a 1. The left fielder arm, Ogilvy, is a 0. So if this is a 1, he can score. 2 through 5, he holds. 6, he might be out on the red die. And he's possibly out. That's a 6. So when you get a 6, you go to the secondary chart. Secondary chart, the white die is a 5. So 2 through 5, we're using this one here. It says lead runner thrown out, but if trailing runner's BR adjustment is greater or equal to the roll, then he advances on the throw. Well, Braun's BR is only a 3. It's not greater than the 5, so he does not advance, but Randall is out. And we're going to call it 7-5-2. Doesn't really matter. Just kind of made that up. But he's out. That's the bottom line. When you get those red 6s, that's what does it for you. So he is out trying to score. 1 away, Braun at second. And Braun's attempt is a 2, but he's not going to try to steal third. What am I talking about? Forget that. We'll roll on Fydrich to check and make sure there's no shenanigans on the pickoff, and there's not. So now, Roy Smalley. Smalley doubled his first time up through when they had the infield at double play depth. 3-4 is a star line. So he got the star line again, Fydrich did. Let's see what the star line is. It's a 5. It's a ground ball to third. So that means Braun's going to have to hold. And Smalley is retired. 2 down for Rod Carew. Now, first base is open. You could walk Rod Carew and pitch to Weiniger. Weiniger's average is only 260. Carew's 331. To me, that means intentional walk. So we're going to walk Carew, set up the force at any base, and go after Mr. Weiniger. See if that strategy fails me. 2-6 is a blank on Fydrich, so we go to Weiniger to finish things out. 3-2, 3-2. He lines it right back to Fydrich to end the inning. So he hit it hard, but right at Fydrich. And through all that fiasco, Fydrich gets out of it with no damage done. Runner out at the plate. Took care of that. All right, 3 innings are in the books. Still 1-0 Twins after all this stuff going on. It's only 1-0. Go figure. All right, so now that brings up Rusty Staub. Staub walked his first chance. 2-1 is a blank on Singer. And now 3-5. 3-5 is a ground ball to first. And that's 1 away. Rusty Staub is retired. Here's Willie Horton. Here's a who. 6-6 is a potential walk. Horton walks at a 12. Stadium adds 3. And that is a 12. So 15 is 12, definitely within the range of 15. So it will be a walk. He would have walked without the stadium, but the stadium just kind of helped him a little bit. He has no attempt rating, so he won't try to steal, but we will check for a pickoff or anything. And there's no pickoff there. So here's Jason Thompson. 3-6 is, he's not tired, so it won't be a single. It's just going to be treated as a blank. Thompson's card, 6-6, is a double to right field. It's a split chance. Against a right-hander, it's a double to right field. Now, will Horton be able to score is the question. We go back again to our chart. Horton has a BR of only 1. So his BR rating is 1. A double to right, you lose 1. That makes him a 0. And the right fielder arm of Heisel is a +1. So that brings him back up to a 1. So much like in the previous inning, if the red die is a 1, he scores. 2 through 5, he holds. 6, he's out. 4, he's going to have to hold at third base. So Horton will hold at third. 1 out, runners at second and third. And that's going to bring up Ben Ogilvy. We'll roll here just in case there's no balk. And there's not. All right, so Ogilvy is up now with first base open. Do you walk Ogilvy to load the bases and set up a force plate any base for Aurelio Rodriguez? I think they'll do that as well. Ogilvy's a 285 hitter, and Rodriguez is a 240 hitter. Plus he's right-handed, so they're going to walk. They're going to walk Ogilvy to load the bases up, and we'll check again, make sure there's no balk. And there's not. So here's Rodriguez. Infield's at double play depth, which means his double play rating jumps to a 4, but the range of every infielder drops by 1. 2-3. 2-3 is a strikeout chance. 10 there. 12 is too much. No strikeout. So we go to our Rodriguez. 2-5. That's a star line 5, which is a fly to left. Now, is it a sacrifice fly? His rating is a 2. So we're going to roll on the red die and see if we get a 2 or less. We don't, but the run rating could come into play as well. But again, the runner on third base, Willie Horton, only has a BR of 1, and the left fielder's arm, Braun, is a 1, so that's a 2. So if it's red die is a 2 or less, he will score. 3 through 5, he will hold. 6, he's going to be out. It's a 1, he makes it on the sacrifice fly. So even though that failed, the way the chart reads, when you fail on the sacrifice fly chance, right here, sacrifice fly, a failed sacrifice fly, you use the throw chart. That's what we did, and so it was successful. Sacrifice fly to left by Rodriguez, and the Tigers have just tied the game at a run apiece. Runner on second, Jason Thompson, had to hold, but now there are 2 away with runners at first and second. For Pedro Garcia, nothing on the D20. Here's Garcia. Singer, 5-5, is a potential error. Garcia, 5-3. Question mark 7, that's an 8. That is an 8. Question mark 7 and an 8 means that's a triple off the bat of Garcia. Now, it's also an error check. So the error is on the left fielder. The left fielder error check for the Twins. Steve Braun is a 6. We have to re-roll this to check for an error because we just used it for this chart here. So if this is a 6 or less, it's an error. It's a 7, so he avoids the error, but a triple from Braun, a 2-run triple, from Garcia, he's doubled and now he's tripled. And all of a sudden, the Tigers have taken a 3-1 lead. And Singer doesn't know what's going on. So, all this with 2 outs. Singer facing now Bruce Kim, nothing on the D20. Trying to get out of this. 6-5, strikeout chance, he'll do it. That's a 9, that's only a 6. So he will strike out, but 3 runs come across the board for the Tigers in this wild and woolly affair already, mimicking kind of the way this video started. Not one of my brighter moments, obviously, but we're trying to trudge through it and get her done, as Larry the Cable Guy would say. All right, here's Lyman Bostock. Fydrich now with the lead to protect. 4-4 is blank. Go to Bostock. 4-6, he's going to fly to right. So Bostock is retired, 1 away for Mike Cubbage, third baseman. 2-2 is another blank on Fydrich, so we go to Cubbage. 4-3, and that's a single past first base. So Cubbage is aboard. Tying run comes to the plate. Now Cubbage has an H for his attempt, so he will not try anything. We will roll to make sure we don't get a 20 on the D20, and we don't. And here's Larry Heisel. Infield again, double play depth. Heisel turns to a 3. 6-3 is a strikeout chance, but 16 on the D20 is too high for that 11, so no strikeout. Heisel 6-2. Starline 2 is a ground ball to short, and his double play rating has now become a 3. Pivot is a 0, so it's a 1-3 would be a double play. 4 through 5 is a fielder's choice. 6 and Cubbage advances to second with Heisel out at first. It's a 6, so runner will advance on the 6-3 ground out. Cubbage takes second base on the play. 2 down. Runner in scoring position for Tony Oliva, the DH. Make sure there's nothing on the 20. There's not. And here's Oliva. Fydrich 6-6 is blank. We go to Oliva's card. 2-5. He flies to center, and that's going to end the inning. So Fydrich, not a clean inning yet in the game for Fydrich, but he's sneaking through it. Don't know how, but he's doing it. 4 innings in the books. It is 3-1 favor of the Tigers. Bill Singer back out. He can face 28 batters, so he's only faced 18, so he's still good to go for probably 2 more innings at least. LaFleur, the leadoff man, is up. He's grounded to short and grounded to first. 5-4, blank on Singer. We go to LaFleur. 4-6, he's going to single to center field, so Ron LaFleur gets on base to lead things off, see if he can make something happen. He's an attempt of 8, and Singer's hold rating's a +1, which gives him an attempt of 9. And that's a 15, so nothing's happening, so LaFleur will hang tight. Can't get the jump, but the infield's a double play depth, so that means Verizer's double play rating is now a 4. So first we'll roll, oh no, we already did that for the attempt, okay, here we go. Singer, 3-1 is blank, so we go off Verizer's. Verizer 1-3, and he's going to double to right field. Look at that. Against a right-hander, he doubles to right field. So how do you like that? The middle infield guys, Garcia and Verizer, doing the damage. Double to right, and LaFleur's got, of course, excellent speed. His BR rating is a 4. So a double to right, you do lose 1, but you gain 1 back because Heisel's arm is a +1. So it's strictly the BR rating of LaFleur, which is a 4. So if this red die is a 4 or less, he will score. It's a 5, he has to hold at third. 6, he's probably out. And it's a 6, so he's going to be out. Go figure. He is thrown out. We'll call it 9-4-2. And Verizer, his BR rating is not more than that 4, so he has to hold at second. He cannot advance on the throw. So LaFleur is out at the plate. And there is no option in this game. I guess you could homebrew it, but you're technically supposed to use these rolls, whether you think the guy can score or not. And actually, he had a pretty good chance. I mean, it's a rare opportunity to roll a 6. So take the chance. It didn't pay off in that example. But now that brings up Rusty Staub. We're rolling the 20. Make sure there's no balk or anything. There's not, or no pickoff. All right, so Singer. 4-2, and that's the ballpark card. So with that @ you go to the ballpark, and that's Metropolitan Stadium. Get a result off of that. 5-6 is a single to center field. So we'll see if Verizer can score on the single to center. Single to center. Score from second to home. You add 2 to your BR rating. Center fielder arm is 0. So Verizer is going to get his BR rating +2. His BR rating is a 2, so it becomes a 4. So if the red die is a 1 through 4, he will score. 5, he holds. 6, unfortunately, he's out again. And he has to hold. He cannot score, but at least he's not out. So puts runners at the corners with 1 out. And Staub will not go anywhere because he has no attempt, but we will roll on the 20. Make sure nothing's happening. It's not. So Willie Horton is up. Infield at double play depth. His double play rating is already a 5. But with the infield being double play depth, it becomes a 6. So if he hits a ground ball, it's an automatic double play, basically. 1-3 is potential home run if he's a lefty, but he is a righty, so it's a blank. Move on to Horton. 5-6 is a star line 5, which is a fly to left, which means it's a chance for a sacrifice fly. His sacrifice fly rating is a 2, so we'll try that. And it's a 6, so that will fail that check. But now we go to the BR rating of the runner at third, which is Verizer. And his BR rating is a 2. The left fielder arm, bronze a 1, so it's a 3 or less, and he will score. 4-5, he has to hold. 6, he's out on the red die. 3, he scores. So he got the BR rating because of the fact that Braun had a +1 arm. That gave it to him. Sacrifice fly by Willie Horton. And the Tigers put up another run to take a 4-1 lead. 4-1. And that brings up Jason Thompson. Nothing on the 20, so here's Thompson. Runner at first. 2 down, so infield back to normal depth. 5-4 is a blank on Singer, so we go to Thompson. 5-4 again, and it's a fly ball to center field. Put away that time by Bostock to end the inning, but the Tigers now take a 4-1 lead in what's been a wild and wacky base running game for sure. So Mark Fydrich, though, is enjoying this lead. He, in the past, had been struggling to get run support. He's got it today, so he's got to take advantage of it. And here's Bob Randall. He was hit by a pitch and then thrown out at the plate trying to score on a double. 1-6 is a potential walk, but 12 is too much. Go to Randall. 6-3, it's a question mark 7, and that's a 5, which means against a right-hander, a 5 is a double. At 3-6, that's a double for Bob Randall. So Bob Randall, a leadoff double, and that'll bring up Steve Braun. Nothing on the 20, so Steve Braun, the batter. 3-1 is blank on Fydrich. We go to Braun. 5-4, ground ball to short, and with the play in front of him, the runner has to hold at second. So 1 away for Roy Smalley. Again, I'm rolling a D20 just to see if I get a 20, because if I get a 20, then I re-roll, and if it's a 1, you get a pickoff. It's, probably a 2% chance of that happening, but I want to follow the rules. So, all right, here's Smalley. 6-3 is a strikeout chance, and with that being a 3, that will be a strikeout. So Smalley out on strikes. Fydrich's not a strikeout pitcher. That's his first strikeout of the game, but it comes at a nice time. 2 down, and Rod Carew, again, first base is open for Rod Carew, but when you're ahead 4-1, you don't want to start putting guys on base. So they're going to pitch to Carew. They'll take their chances. Nothing on the 20. Fydrich, 3-6. Would be a strikeout against a righty, but it's a lefty, so it's blank. So we go to Carew's card, which is loaded. 5-4, but unfortunately, 5 for Carew. 5-4 is a ground ball to third. Against the lefty, he'd single, but against a righty, it's a ground ball to third. Rodriguez puts it away. Fydrich dodges another potential run-scoring inning for the Twins and keeps things right where they are at 4-1. We go to the 6th. 4-1, and Ben Ogilvy, the batter. Ben Ogilvy stepping to the plate. 5-2, and that's a blank on Singer. Here's Ogilvy. 5-6. He's going to ground to third. So there's 1 away. And that brings up Aurelio Rodriguez. 3-6. He's not tired yet, so there won't be a single. Rodriguez 1-3. Starline 2 is a ground ball to first. Carew will take care of things. 2 up, 2 down for Pedro Garcia. He is doubled and tripled. How do you like that? Little Pedro Garcia, 204 hitter, is doubled and tripled. 6-4 is blank on Singer. We go to Garcia. 6-4, he's going to ground it back to Singer to end the inning. So that time, no magic in the at-bat of Pedro Garcia. It ends up being a 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Still a 4-1 Tigers lead. Butch Weiniger, the batter, he's walked and lined back to Fydrich. 1-4 is against a switch hitter who's batting left, is a star line. So that's an automatic out. And it will be a fly to center field. So hauled in there by LaFleur, 1 away. And speaking of center fielder, here is center fielder Lyman Bostock. He's grounded into a double play and flown to right. 4-3, S1, but he's not tired, so that treats as a blank. Go to Bostock, 4-1, question mark 8, but his question mark thing maxes at 13. That's a 15, so there will not be any kind of a single or double. It'll simply be a fly to center. And LaFleur puts the second one away. 2 down for Mike Cubbage. 3-2 is blank on Fydrich. We'll go to Cubbage. 3-3, Starline 5 is a ground ball to third. Rodriguez easily putting that away, and after 6 complete, It is still 4-1 in favor of the Tigers and Fydrich. Fydrich bucking for win number 9. And Tigers actually won this game in real life 8-3. Don't know if we'll hit that particular figure or not. I think what I'm going to do now is put these cards vertically so that I can fit more of the score sheet in. I think that would be a little bit better to do it that way. Hopefully you can see the whole score sheet now. Hopefully it's not a big traumatic thing to go top to bottom instead of left to right. So Bill Singer facing Bruce Kim. He can face 28 batters. He's faced 26. So he's getting close to needing relief. We'll look at the Twin bullpen. And in the bullpen, you have left-hander Tom Bergmeyer loosening. And they also have right-hander Tom Johnson. So those two Toms, double Toms in the bullpen. 4-5 is a blank. So we go to Kim's card. 2-5, ground ball to second. Put away by Randall, 1 away. That brings up Ron LaFleur. 6-6 is a potential walk. That's a 3, much less than the 10, plus the 3 from the stadium is a 13. 3, much less than that, so LaFleur will get the free pass. And he'll try to get the jump again. He's an 8, plus the 1 from Singer. Cannot get the jump, but the 10 is a hit and run. So that means Verizon is up with a hit and run. So the hit and run, when there's a hit and run going on, a lot of things happen. The double play rating gets reduced by 2. The BR ratings get increased by 2. All home runs and walks for the batter are cut in half. And all lineouts are double plays. So a lot of things going on there. And if it's a strikeout, it turns into a stolen base attempt. So a lot of stuff going on with this. But first thing we're going to do is check and make sure there's no balk or... well, we already did that with the hit and run result. Never mind. So we go to Singer's card. 2-6 is a range play. So not only do we have a hit and run, we got a range play. This is getting more interesting as we go. Here's Singer to his Verizon. Ground ball to third. So we got a range play on the third baseman on a hit and run. Third baseman Cubbage has a range of 4. So the first thing we got to do is see if he even gets to it. Whoops. Let's put it through the hole. That would help. He does. So it's a successful range play. So it means it's a ground ball to third on a hit and run. Ground ball to third and a hit and run, but they were at double play depth. Double play depth. So let's see here. So it means the double play rating of Verizon would go to a 4, but on a hit and run, the double play ratings get knocked down by -2. So their double play depth makes it a 4, but you lose 2 makes it a 2. So 1 to 2, it's a double play. Anything else, it's going to be it's going to be a fielder's choice. 3, it's going to cost them the double play because of the hit and run. So it's just going to be a fielder's choice. Just a fielder's choice. So that's going to end up being 5-4 on the fielder's choice. Since LaFleur got a good start on the hit and run, he's able to break up the runner, the second baseman Randall, from being able to make that throw. So Verizon's the new runner on board. I guess I should check him before I move him out of there. He's got an attempt of 1 plus 1 from Singer. Makes him an attempt of 2. Nothing going on. So that brings up Rusty Staub. 2-3. 2-3 is a strikeout chance. That's a 9. He's only a 6, so no strikeout. Staub, 6-1. He flies to center, and that's going to end the inning. So 7th inning stretch time we go here at Metropolitan Stadium with the score still 4-1 Tigers. Again, hello to RJL and to Alan and anybody else that's watching as well that just hasn't commented. Thank you all for joining despite the snafu early on. Hopefully everything is copacetic now. So now we will have Larry Heisel, the batter. And I think that's going to be all for Singer, by the way, because he has now faced 31 batters, which is above what he should face. So they will get new pitcher in the ball game. It'll be Tom Bergmeyer, the lefty, will be coming on for the Twins to start the top of the 8th. So Singer's done 7 innings pitched, 4 runs, and he's on the hook for the loss. So here's Mike Cubbage to lead. Cubbage made the last out. I forgot to move him. Larry Heisel is the leadoff batter. He has grounded to short twice. We'll try to do something different this time. 1-6. Potential walk. He will walk, so he won't ground to short. He will walk. So leadoff walk to Larry Heisel. His attempt is a 6. He did steal 31 bases. His attempt is a 6, so we'll see if he can get a jump on Fydrich. He cannot, so no jump there. Infield double play depth. Oliva is a 2, but he becomes a 3. But they got to watch out for the range plays. 1-5 is a potential home run, and he passes that check, so we go to Oliva. If it's a 1 through 5, this is a home run. It is a 5. It's gone. Tony Oliva, 2-run homer, and all of a sudden it's a 4-3 ball game. So hold the phone on Fydrich getting his 9th win just yet, as it's now 4-3. A rare Oliva homer. In 76, his last season, he only hit 1 home run, and he just got it right there. So there you go. Anything can happen. Fydrich now trying to regroup. 2-3 is a strikeout chance, but that's a 20, so Randall will not strike out. But Randall's card, 3-6, he's going to ground to Thompson. And there's 1 away. So 1 down for Steve Braun. 3-5, and that is a blank on Fydrich. We'll go to Braun's card. 6-4, he's going to fly to center. And that's 2 away as LaFleur makes the play. 2 down for Roy Smalley. 2 outs, base is empty. 4-1 is a foul ball on that wild pitch, so we'll reboot. 1-3 is a star line, so it's an automatic out. We'll see what kind of out it is. It is a ground ball to short. Reiser makes the play, but 2 runs come in for the Twins. And at the end of 7, it is Detroit 4 and Minnesota 3. And new pitcher for the Twins is Tom Bergmeyer, the lefty. 8-1 on the season with a 2.50 ERA and a save, so pretty good pitching. He's in there to face the right-hander Horton, but then there's 2 lefties in a row, Thompson and Ogilvy. So Bergmeyer to Horton. 3-3 for Horton. That's a potential range, or not a potential range play, it is a range play. 3-3 again is a single to left field, but we're checking the range of Braun, the left fielder, which is a 3. So if this red die is a 3 or less, Braun will haul it in. 4 or 5, or 6, it's a failed range play and possibly a double. It's a 2, so Braun takes that single away. Good range out there for Braun. He tracked it down. 1 away for Jason Thompson. Lefty on lefty. 5-5 is a walk. Thompson against the lefty has a walk rating of 11, but the stadium, Metropolitan Stadium, adds 3 to that. Makes him a 14. 12 falls within that 14, so Metropolitan Stadium just gave Jason Thompson a base on balls with 1 out. Thompson has a attempt of 1, but Bergmeyer's a -1, so nothing happening there. We will roll the D20 because he does have a balk chance. And there's no 20 on there, so no chance of a balk. Here is Ben Ogilvy. Infield is at double play depth, so now Ogilvy, his double play rating turns to a 5. 4-3. Would be tired, but he's not. It would be a single if he's tired, but he's not tired. Go to Ogilvy. 6-4. Question mark 8, but against a left-hander, well, that's a 1. That is a 1, so it's going to be a single. Single for Ogilvy to left field, which means Thompson will only get second base. So he's aboard. First and second, 1 out. Roll again on the D20. Nothing happening. For Aurelio Rodriguez, infield still at double play depth. 4-1 is a potential error. Go to Rodriguez. That's a 7. Might be an error. 4-2. 4-2 against the lefty is a single pass short. Against the righty, be a ground ball to short. But here it's a single pass short. The shortstop, Smalley, has an error rating of 9. That's a 7. So it's going to be not only a single, but it's going to be an error on top of it. So it's going to be a single plus an error. And that will score a run. As the runner on second, Thompson will come around to score on the error. Ogilvy will go to third on the error, go to second on the single, and then go to third on the E6. So run is in. It's now 5-3 as the Tigers get a run back to close the gap. And now runners at second and third with 1 out. The infield's going to have to come in. They really have no choice in the matter. And Garcia, the batter, will check and make sure there's no balk. And there's not. So here's Garcia. Infield is in. Bergmeyer really needs a strikeout. He won't get it. It's a 6-5, which is a blank. So now we go to Garcia. against the lefty, 5-6. It's ground ball to second with the infield in. So when you play the infield in, is a -2 on the VR rating. So the VR rating of the runner Ogilvy, who is at third base, is a 3. It's a -2 with the infield in. So that drops him to a 1. Now in this one, you don't have to run automatically. You can decide to hold, and that's what we're going to do. So it's an easy ground out with the infield in. They just hold the runners. And now there's 2 away. Infield can go back to normal for Bruce Kim. And there's nothing on the 20. So Bergmeyer to Kim, 6-3 is a strikeout chance. That's an 11. His strikeout's only a 9, so no strikeout. Finished the bat with Kim, 6-5. He's star line 3. Ground ball to third. And Bergmeyer pitches out of it here in the 8th. Keeps the score. I'm sorry, he doesn't pitch out of it. There was a run there. Well, that tells you how discombobulated this game is. If I could restart the whole thing, I would. But that's the problem when you do a live one, which I don't do very often. There's no eraser. You just drive on. All right, so the score is now 5-3. Fydrich has faced 29 batters, and he can face 34, so he can go at least to the 8th inning for sure. Maybe the 9th, depending on how things go. He's going to start out facing Carew. He's held in check. He's got him to ground to third twice and intentionally walked him. 5-1 is the ballpark card, so we're going to Metropolitan Stadium for this result. 2-3 is a ground ball to first, so Jason Thompson able to make the play, and they keep Carew off the base paths again. Here is Butch Weiniger. 1-4, and he's a switch hitter batting left, so that means it's another star line. Would have been a potential walk against a righty, but against the lefty, it's a star line. The star line's a 3. It's a ground ball to Jason Thompson again. 2 down. So 2 up, 2 down for Lyman Bostock. 4-6 is another hit by pitch potentially, but 16 is going to be way too much for that. So no hit by pitch. We go to Bostock. 6-1, he grounds to first, and Jason Thompson retires all 3 batters on ground balls to first. So we go to the 9th. Here in Minnesota, it is 5-3 Detroit. And coming up for the Tigers will be some right-handers. So the Twins will move to Tom Johnson out of the bullpen. Tom Johnson will be on in relief. The right-hander, Tom Johnson. And for the Tigers, John Hiller is loosening in the bullpen, their closer. And that's if Fydrich gets into trouble in the 9th. We shall see. Right now, Tom Johnson is going to be facing Ron LaFleur. Start at the top of the 9th, 5-3 Detroit. 5-2 is a strikeout chance. 7, that's definitely going to strike out LaFleur. 1 away. Brings up Tom Verizor. 3-4. 3-4 is a wild pitch, which with nobody on means simply a foul ball. And we redo it on Tom Johnson's card. 5-5 is a hit by pitch chance. He's a -10 factor on the hit by pitch. So he's an 11, but that drops him to a 1. 19 is too high anyway, so no hit by pitch. So we finish up on Verizon. 4-5, and that's a star line 6, which is a fly to left. That's another, if you want to call it a detraction of this game, if you want to call it that, by some people, is that sometimes it does take 3 rolls to get things done, but that doesn't really bother me. I like the fact that for majority of bats, you're not looking at charts. You're mostly looking at the cards. The only time you're really looking at the charts is to figure out base running. So, and that doesn't happen all that often. And once you do it enough, you kind of memorize half this stuff. I'm just showing it because for people that don't see it, but in a lot of cases, I've already memorized these results, and that will happen if you play this game enough. All right, here's Rusty Staub. 2-5. 2-5 is a potential error on the ground ball. Staub. 1-4 is a question mark 7, which is a fly to left potentially. That's an 11, so that's going to drop in for a triple against a right-hander. Against a left-hander, he would have been out because the range only goes to 9. So had Bergmeyer still been in there, that would have been a fly to left. But instead, it's a triple against a right-hander. So Rusty Staub, a 2-out triple. Don't think of Rusty Staub getting very many triples, but obviously he did because those are on the cards there. Actually, it's not a triple, it's a double, my bad. It's a double. because it falls into 10 through 13. That's an 11. So it's 10 to 13. It's actually a double, not a triple. Staub doubles, no triple. And since there's no balk or pick-off attempt here for Johnson, we're just not worried about the D20. Whoops, we're just going to go to Willie Horton. Johnson, 5-5, and it's a hit-by-pitch chance, but again, -10 is going to take care of that. No hit-by-pitch. We go to Horton. 4-1 is a single pass short. That S6 right there against a right-hander is a single. Now the question is, can Staub score? S6, you need a BR rating of 3 through 6 to score. There are 2 outs, so that gives Staub a boost of 1. So his BR rating is a 2. It becomes a 3 because there's 2 outs. So Rusty Staub will score, and that's another insurance run. 6-3, Tigers take the lead on the Willie Horton RBI single. So Tom Johnson not able to hold the fort. Here's Jason Thompson. 2-3, and that's a potential. I'm sorry, 2-3 is a potential error, and that's a 5-5, which is a fly to right. Right fielder is Heisel. His error rating is a 0, so no error possible. It's simply a fly to right to end the inning. But another run is in, and it is 6-3 as we go to the ninth, bottom of the ninth. And Fydrich looking to wrap this thing up. Yeah, RJL, I mean, you can't go wrong with either game as far as I'm concerned. They're both very good. They have their own distinctive qualities. The only thing I wish Payoff Pitch did is I wish they rated their pitchers with lefty-righty split factors, but that's not happening. The guy who runs the Payoff Pitch has vehemently said it's not happening. I know Combat Painter has questioned it, and on the forum it got taken down because I think the guy who does Payoff Pitch got aggravated with that and said, look, it's not happening. We got to model the way we have it, and we ain't changing it. So that's just the way that goes. Of course, the card quality is what makes Payoff Pitch really shine, is their card quality. The printed set from Inside Pitch is not bad. I mean, it's got like the index card quality. Nowhere near what the Payoff Pitch is, but I mean, it's definitely good. It's better than if I try to print them off myself, that's for sure. They got a little bit of a gloss to them, and they're in team colors, which I like, which is I wish Inside Pitch had the team colors. Yeah, on Inside Pitch, they don't have the splits for the guys who don't have a lot of at-bats, whereas Payoff Pitch, if a guy has one at-bat against a left-hander, it's going to be factored in. He might have a 1 through 99 on a strikeout, but it's going to be there. So, they each have their own pluses and minuses, I guess you could say. All right, so Fydrich, bottom of the ninth, leading 6-3. He has faced 32 batters. He could face 34 before he hits fatigue, so he could possibly get a complete game. We shall see, but John Hiller is in the bullpen just in case that doesn't happen. We got Cubbage, Heisel, and Oliva coming up to bat here in the bottom of the ninth. Oh, would help to roll to 20, wouldn't it? Let's roll that 20. 2-2 is blank, so we go to Cubbage. 6-6 is a star line 1, which on Fydrich is a ground ball to second. It was 1 away as Garcia puts it away, so Fydrich 2 outs away from a complete game victory. Yes, if they could combine the Inside Pitch engine with the Payoff Pitch quality, card quality, and the splits through everybody, yeah, it would be quite impressive. Plus the computer game for Payoff Pitch, that would be nice too. To be able to track stats and maybe play against a computer opponent if you so desire, and that would certainly do the instant. You could sim the games versus having to do the manual thing with the dice rolls. So that definitely would be a nice combination, I do think. All right, hey Matt, how are you doing? Glad you could make it. We're in the bottom of the ninth, 1 out, and the Tigers lead it 6-3. Fydrich trying to get the complete game. Here's Larry Heisel. 6-6 is a blank off Fydrich, so we go to Heisel. 4-1, and that's a double to center field right there. Double to center field by Heisel. And now here comes Oliva, and Fydrich has now faced his 34 batters. So if he gets a roll of 4-3, that's his fatigue roll right there, 4-3 or 4-2. Those two are, with the parentheses, the strikeout will turn to a walk and the blank will turn into a single for the batters if he gets those 2 rolls. Other than that, he's okay. So we'll let him keep going. If you get more guys on base, then John Hiller's going to be coming in for sure. If it gets it up to Steve Braun, Smalley, and Carew. If it gets to the top of the order, Hiller's coming in. All right, here's Oliva, and we're rolling to make sure there's no pickoff, and there's not. So here's Oliva's at bat against Fydrich. 1-4 is a star line against the lefty. It's a split chance he's a lefty. That's a star line. So that'll be an out automatically. And the out to 6, which is a fly to center. You could get to third base, but his BR is only a 3 and you lose 3. So LaFleur is a 1, so that would give him a 1 BR rating, but I'm not gonna have the guy make it out at third base when you're down by 3. It just is totally ridiculous to do that. So I'm gonna eschew that. Now Randall is up. Let's see if they got on the bench. Do they have anybody on the bench that can hit? Well, they've got Disco Dan Ford, who has the same average but much better power. And everybody else is pretty much not as good as Bob Randall. Randall is 1 for 2 with a double and a ground out. But you know what? Just for the fun of it, we're going to bring in Disco Dan. So Disco Dan Ford is going to pinch hit for Bob Randall with 2 outs here in the 9th. Disco Dan. And if by some miracle they do score a couple of runs to send it to a bottom of the 9th, they do have Jerry Terrell, who can play second base. Also Louis Gomez. They got a couple of infielders that can play second base if it gets to that. Right now, Fydrich rolling the D20. Make sure there's no 20. There's not. So Disco Dan facing Fydrich with 2 outs and a runner at second. Fydrich trying for the complete game. 5-2 is a blank on Fydrich. We go to Ford. 6-5 is a ground ball to third, and that's going to end the inning and the ball game. Fydrich completes it 6-3, and just for kicks and giggles, that 6-5 result for Randall would have been a fly to right, so he would have been out anyway. 6-5. I don't know if anybody would have got a hit on 6-5. Actually, Steve Bry would have singled on a 6-5, but I mean, you don't know what's going to come up, so it's ridiculous to say, hey, you should have pinch hit with Steve Bry. I mean, that just didn't make any sense whatsoever. But Fydrich gets the win. They won the game in real life 8-3. They won the game here in the replay 6-3. Fydrich with the win. Let's see how many hits he gave up so I can add it to my running totals. Let's see here. I agree with you, Alan. I'm not interested in computer games per se, but I do like the computer for the fact that I can do stats. It's my tool to stat track and things, and sim games that I don't want to play. That would be a whole lot easier. But yeah, as far as playing the game, much rather have the cards and dice out. Let's see here. So the Twins 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits against Fydrich. So they had 3, 7, and I believe they had an error. Yep, they had an error on there. 3, 7, and 1. And the Tigers did not make any errors. 7 hits they had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is unofficial. So unofficially, I have the Tigers 6 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. Twins 3 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. Winning pitcher was Mark Fydrich. He goes to 9-3 with a complete game victory. He is now 9-3 in the replay. Losing pitcher was Bill Singer, the starter who gave up 4 runs in 7 innings. So that's going to do it from here. I apologize for anybody that tried to log on the first time I was trying these things when my stupid phone would not rotate for me and give me this landscape picture. It was screwing me up, and it came across as sideways, so I had to delete all that. I was getting ready to just record this and not do a live presentation, but I learned from work a long time ago that if something mechanical does not work, the first step is to turn it off and restart it. So that's what I did, is I turned the phone off, restarted it, rebooted up everything, and then somehow magically it started to work. It's amazing how many times something like that actually happens. But like I said earlier, if you like the Twins, stay tuned, because we're coming right back to Metropolitan Stadium not that long ago, maybe on Friday. This White Sox replay, 77 White Sox replay, they moved to Metropolitan Stadium to play, I believe it's game like 156 or 157, something like that. we're nearing the end of the season. They got a couple games in Minnesota, then they come home to play Seattle to finish out the season. See if they can hang on to third place and beat out those Twins for third place. They're not going to catch Kansas City. And it looks like Texas and Baltimore are probably going to be the division winners in the replay, but Boston's hanging back 2 games back, so anything can happen in 6 games. You never know what might happen, so we'll see. But the Bird gets the win. He's now 9-3 on the replay. And the next game will take Mark Fydrich to Cleveland, Municipal Stadium, Mistake by the Lake, to take on those Cleveland Indians as he tries to get win number 10 in start number 14. So it was kind of, if you're superstitious or whatever, the fact that this video got a weird start to it and all that stuff because it's start number 13, take it for what it's worth. I don't know. I'm not superstitious, but some people are, and maybe that's one of the reasons. I don't know. Maybe it's just coincidence. Well, that's going to do it from here. Be sure to check out other folks that might be streaming tonight, whether it be RJL himself, whether it be Rob, whether it be Tenacious Earl, or Al, Red Sox fan, or anybody else I might have missed. Sometimes Anthony will get on there and do a game. Dave Little usually reserves himself for Fridays, but sometimes he jumps on other days as well. But basically, anybody playing sports games on YouTube, I encourage you to encourage them to do so, and let them know you like their content and you enjoy their presentations of the games, because it's a lot of fun to do, and I'm sure that the people who do it enjoy it more than the people watching it. But still, it's a fun time to do, whether you do it live or whether you do a recording. I actually prefer recordings. Most of the time I'll do a recording, but sometimes I'll do live. It just depends on what's going on. But that's going to do it from here. Hope your Wednesday is going well. Mine is going well now that the game got settled down, and I can enjoy the rest of my evening. And the weekend is just over the horizon. It's now, we passed hump day, so we made it past that, and the weekend is in sight. So take care, everybody. Stay safe out there. Enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.